In her previous life, Shenxi was rescued from a car accident by Chengji Himao, the eldest son of the Cheng group. On the verge of death, she fell in love with him at first sight, and their marriage became a celebrated union of two wealthy families. She lived a very happy life after marriage. Chengzi Himao reported his daily schedule to her, held her in his arms every night, and arranged everything for holidays. She never had to worry about anything. Her best friends all said she was lucky, and she agreed. The only drawback was that Chengzi Himao passed away young in his 40s, leaving no last words. She remained a widow for nearly 60 years, lived to be 103 years old, and died peacefully surrounded by her children and grandchildren. When she arrived at the Underworld, she finally met Chengzi Himao again. He was still wearing a black suit, standing at the head of the Nai bridge, his demeanor cold and aloof. Shenji ran toward him with tearful eyes, ready to embrace him, but he stepped back half a step, avoiding her hug. He said, "In this life, I married you only for the benefit of the family. I gave up the person I really love, and I deeply regret it. May we never meet again in our next lives." Then he turned and walked onto the bridge. Shenzi's arms remained frozen in the air for a long time. Then bullet comments appeared before her eyes. They said she had been married to the male lead for over 10 years without noticing that he never loved her. They said she was oblivious, that he used work to numb his pain and died young from overwork, while she lived carefreely to 103rd. They said she was selfish. She got what she wanted, but the people she loved and those who loved her all suffered. They said her sister and the male lead were a perfect match, but instead he died young in pain and she also died in depression. She felt a knot in her heart. So that was it. She had misunderstood everything. When she opened her eyes again, she was back in that car. In her previous life, she had been covered in blood in Chengzi Himao's arms. This time, startled awake, she summoned strength. She didn't know she hadn't kicked open the car door, climbing out and standing up. She shouted, "Oh, save Uncle Wang, he's still inside." Together with Chengzi Himao, she smashed the window and pulled the driver out. The car exploded, but this time Uncle Wang was saved. During her hospital stay, Shenxi ate well and slept well. The bullet comments said the male lead could only escape his pain through work, working himself to an early death while she remained worry-free. Other comments said he had waited nearly 60 years just to tell her the truth. Shenji thought it through. "Since marrying me was so painful, I'll let you go in this life." Mishan Choi's father was the head of the Shen group, immensely wealthy. Her mother came from the Yu family. Her sister Shen Huai was 3 years older than her, brilliant, beautiful, and outstanding. Every compliment fit her perfectly. The bullet comment said Chengzi Himao's true love was her sister. Shenxi wasn't surprised. In her previous life, her sister had rarely stayed in City A to avoid making things difficult for her, spending most of her time abroad on business. The sisters saw each other very few times. During her hospital stay, her sister flew back to visit her. Shenxi hugged her tightly and said, "I missed you so much." She also had a team of foreign experts examine the whole family, especially urging her sister not to stay up late. Her sister smiled and poked her forehead, saying, "You're the lucky one who gets to enjoy life." After being discharged, Chengzi Himao started visiting the Shen family frequently. He played chess and had tea with Shenxi's father, becoming close friends. He was always courteous. One day he sent pearl necklaces, another day seasonal clothes, another day plump hairy crabs, always in duplicate. One for Shenxi and one for her sister. Shenxi stopped him in the garden and said directly, "I know you like my sister. If you want to pursue her, do it openly. When you give gifts, don't use me as an excuse and make people misunderstand." Chengzi Himao's face turned red instantly. He called her crazy and walked away. The bullet comments said she was meddling and ruining the sweet, slow burn romance he was trying to build. Shen Ji stopped paying attention to Chang Zi Himao and started looking for a husband for herself. Her conditions were very high. Her mother handed her a profile Zhuojian of innovation technology, outstanding appearance, tall and imposing, worth billions, clean background, good reputation. Shenji laughed when she saw it. This was an old friend. In her previous life, after Cheng Zihimao died, she had spent decades with Suo Yun. He only lived to 85, but they spent many happy years together. His greatest regret was never marrying her. Shenji arranged to meet Suo Yun. At the restaurant, Suo Yun was dressed in white, refined and warm, with a clean, cool demeanor. Shenji looked at him absently and said, "I'm thinking about you. Thinking about our wonderful future." Suo Ji-yun's hand shook, and he nearly dropped his chopsticks. His pale face instantly turned red. They went to the Lantern Festival together. The streets were crowded with people. Shenji spotted Cheng Zihimao standing with her sister. Her mind went blank. She turned and buried her face in Suo Ji-yun's chest. His breathing became rapid. His heart pounded like a drum, and his hands hovered in the air, unsure where to go. Cheng Zihimao glanced in their direction but was called away by her sister. Shenshi stayed hidden in Suo Ji-yun's arms. His ears turned bright red. His eyes burned hot, and the next day he went to her parents to propose. Meanwhile, her sister Shenyi also came clean about her romantic situation. She said there was no possibility between her and Cheng Zihimao. They had already made things clear. Shenji then realized that Cheng Zihimao hadn't been coming for her sister that night at the festival. He had been coming for her. Her sister showed Shenji her marriage candidate collection, a phone full of profiles. Cheng Zihimao was marked pass because he was too boring. Her sister said she was actually quite polyamorous and hadn't decided yet. On the day of the proposals, Suo Ji-yun and Cheng Zihimao arrived at the Shen house at the same time. Cheng Zihimao brought a painting. A sleeping Shen Zhi and announced he was proposing. The two families sat in the living room, the atmosphere tense. Shen Zhi's mother joked, "You two can compete. Whoever wins gets Shi Shung." She stood up, ignored Cheng Zihimao's confident expression, and walked over to take Suo Ji-yun's hand. "I choose Suo Ji-yun," she said. The living room fell silent. Cheng Zihimao's eyes reddened, and his voice trembled as he asked for a private word. Shenqi refused and reminded him of the words he had spoken on the Nai bridge. "Mr. Cheng, in your previous life you said we should never meet again in our next lives. I took that to heart. Please honor it. In this life, let each of us go our own way. No more interference." Cheng Zihimao panicked and explained that those hadn't been his true feelings. He had waited for her for over 50 years. Every ghost who asked him, he lied and said he was waiting to end things for good. He was afraid she would be lonely, afraid he wouldn't meet her again in the next life. Suo Ji-yun stepped in front of Shenji and said, "In your previous life, I was her lover for over 40 years. She promised to marry me in this life. You'll have to wait in line." In the end, Shen Zhi's mother made the decision Suo Ji-yun as the first husband, Cheng Zihimao as the second. After a long silence, Cheng Zihimao called Suo Ji-yun brother Suo. At the wedding, Shenji walked down the aisle with Suo Ji-yun on one arm and Cheng Zihimao on the other. She said, "The evening breeze in the morning, do I love them both." Suo Ji-yun was like the evening breeze, with bright eyes and a clean energy that lifted people's spirits. Cheng Zihimao was like the morning dew, cool and refreshing, bringing clarity. In her previous life, she was happy alone. In this life, the three of them were happy together.